I used one transparency sheet. I took so many notes and I would just hurry and erase all my notes. I just studied for around 5 hours per day. I was so nervous.
Hi guys, welcome back to TOEFL with Juva. Today I talked to Nikita. Nikita just took the TOEFL Home Edition and she's going to talk about her experience. Hi Nikita, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm nice, thank you.
Good. Nikita, thank you so much for being here today. Many TOEFL students wonder what taking the TOEFL is like, how they can prepare for the test. So it's amazing that you want to talk about that. First, tell us a bit about yourself. What are you doing and where are you from?
So I'm currently a student in Denmark, and after my summer vacation, I will start my senior year of high school. I'm planning to take education in the US. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I assume that's why you took the TOEFL, right? Because you need it for your university applications.
Exactly.
You took the TOEFL Home Edition. What was your experience like?
So overall, I think I had a pretty great experience with the test, with the proctor, and all the technical stuff that also needs to be taken into consideration. So overall, pretty nice experience.
Were you worried in the beginning, so before taking the TOEFL Home Edition, that there might be technical issues on test day?
Yeah, I was so nervous because I've heard so many stories about people getting disconnected or their computer just shutting down and then they had to retake the test. So I was like, oh no, please let this not be me.
Okay, but in the end, everything went fine and you didn't have any technical issues, right?
Not at all. It went
Okay.
smoothly.
Perfect. What was the interaction with the proctor like? Could you speak to your proctor or could you only write in the chat box?
So I tried to speak to my proctor, but that didn't work. So I just wrote to her. It was the only time I contacted her was when the break was over. I was like, hey, what do I do? And I just wrote to her because he didn't respond to my speaking.
So overall, the communication was also fine
Yeah.
and you didn't have any issues. That's amazing. Nikita, many people have asked me how people manage to erase their notes in the TOEFL Home Edition because there is not much time between the sections and you are only allowed to use one whiteboard or one transparency sheet. So my question for you is, how did you manage to erase your notes?
So I think the most difficult part, time wise, was in the listening section because I took so many notes. So what worked best for me was when the question was over, I would just erase it while the speaker was telling me what the next question would be about. So the lecture details, if it would be about some agriculture stuff or other, then I would just hurry and erase all my notes. And in the writing section, I just didn't erase my notes because it was fine for both the tasks. So yeah, also speaking, when the speaker said what the next task would be about, then I would just make my time to erase my notes.
So it wasn't a problem for you erasing your notes?
No, but I feel like you should definitely find out what works best for you and practice it because it took some time for me to discover how it would be best and how I would use my time most effectively.
So did you practice erasing your notes before taking the test?
Yeah, I did so
Okay.
many practice tests where I used one transparency sheet and then I just tried how the situation would be in the real test.
I mean, that's excellent because this way you put yourself in the situation that you will find on test day and you know exactly what will expect you. I think that is a very good idea. Nikita, you scored very high on the TOEFL. My question is, how did you prepare to get such a high score?
So I had 3 weeks to prepare for the TOEFL, but I was also on vacation at the time, so I didn't have to worry about anything other than the TOEFL. And then I just studied for around 5 hours per day. I had bought 2 of the official guidebooks from TOEFL, ETS, and then I saw a lot of your YouTube videos and I binge watched them and replayed them and took notes and like really used them in my preparation time. And then I did like a practice test and also did a lot of essays. So that's pretty much how I prepared.
Okay, so you immersed yourself into your TOEFL preparation, and in the
Yeah,
end, it was really good. Which video on my channel would you say was the most helpful to you?
I would definitely say, first of all, the reading section where you go through like a whole test and says how you do the questions and how you come up with the answers. And also all your videos on how to write the different tasks. Also because you also here come with specific like example of how to do the integrated task and how to do the other one. So I think that was what helped me the most.
Was there a task on the TOEFL that you found really challenging?
Yeah, so I struggled a lot with the reading, and
Okay.
throughout the whole process, I kind of had the same score. Like it varied a lot, but it was like still kind of consistent. So that was my biggest problem, and I didn't get to like do that much about it. So that was just how it was.
Which task was the easiest for you?
The listening,
The
definitely.
listening.
Yeah, I didn't practice that one so much. I don't know. I feel like I've just heard so much English like in my everyday life, so it just came very natural to me.
What would you recommend to somebody who struggles with listening?
I would say that they should watch like all English speaking stuff they can find, if it would, might be movies or YouTube videos, TED Talks. I also heard people really enjoy them. And then do it without subtitles because then you learn how to pick up words without knowing exactly what they're saying.
That's excellent advice. Thank you. How did you feel immediately after you had taken the TOEFL?
So I was a bit scared because honestly, I felt like my reading part was so bad. I didn't see the score yet, so it went like a couple of minutes before it showed. And I was like, it was so boring, and I just hated it. And also the listening, I had a lecture about something. I was like, I don't know anything about this. And I don't know if it was one of the experimental parts, but I hoped it was because I got fall listening. But the other parts, speaking and writing, I felt pretty confident. So I was just like excited to see how I did on the other two.
How many days did you have to wait for your TOEFL scores?
So I waited, I think, 9 days. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, pretty easy.
Okay, so pretty fast. You didn't have to wait for a long time.
No,
Good. Nikita, thank you so much for this interview. Thank you for giving us an insight into what your TOEFL experience was like. And I wish you all the best for your applications and your studies.
thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.